Hey book friends, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to 2025 and my very first reading vlog. Now, as you saw from the thumbnail, I am planning on reading Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. I know I'm like 2 years late to this game and I have been going back and forth on this book, and you know what? I'm driving myself crazy, so I'm just gonna read it. I'm gonna read it and see if I like it. I'm hopeful. I mean, I'm apprehensive, but I'm hopeful. And so the plan for this reading vlog is 1, to read that book. 2, to set up my book planner. And so my plan is to take you along with me and then show you my finished product. And then I think I have a few other things, maybe like sell some books on Pango. Nothing too crazy. So come along with me for these first couple days as I just kind of set up all the bookish things in my life. So hi, my name is Angie. Welcome to the channel. Welcome back. So like I said, we're going to be reading Fourth Wing in this vlog. I have it initially here on audio through Everand. That is my plan for right now, but I'm also waiting. I am waiting on my Kindle to be delivered. It was my Christmas present. It's a little bit late, but that's okay. I ordered it over Black Friday and I got one of the like raspberry backs. It should be here like tomorrow. And so my plan is to read it through Kindle Unlimited and maybe check out Kindle Unlimited. I'm a little unsure if there's going to be enough books on there for me to justify the subscription, but I really do like to read books with my eyeballs. It's harder for me to pay attention with just audio. The first thing I am going to do is probably sell some Pango books. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that like right now or tomorrow, but let's just hop in because I have a lot to set up for 2025. Okay guys, so it is the next day and I'm in the process of pulling all of my books up to start taking pictures of them in order to sell them on Pango. So some of these books are the books I didn't like from this past year that I need to sell. I do have a video of my worst books of 2024, but I also have a number of books from my sister. She gets a lot of subscription boxes. She passes them on to me, which I love, and I get to read a lot of those books, but some of them I'm not so much interested in. And so she just gives them to me so I can sell them on Pango. So definitely check out my Pango link down below because I just have such a variety of different books. And you can see it takes so long because I'm taking so many different pictures, and a lot of the special editions, unfortunately, do not automatically upload with a barcode because they don't have a barcode. And so it's harder to set them up on Pango, but it's worth it because they're special editions and I know they will go to somebody who loves them. So this is the first thing I'm getting off of my list for the new year, and then I'm so excited to start working with my book planner. Hey you guys, welcome to my desk during the evening time. You guys, this is the strangest time to film. I've never filmed at this time, but I've been working all day on my new book planner. It's actually a planner. It has like planner pages that I use for kind of everyday life, but it also has all my pages for organizing my yearly book plans, my lists, goals, and different things like that. And I've been working on that, and I think I've showed you a few clips already, and my plan is just to keep working on it. But I thought I would stop really quick before I get all of my things in here and talk a bit about my book goals, channel goals, all those fun things. I want to do it a little casually in this reset video because I just wasn't in the mood to do a whole video. I think it was because, I think this is why actually, it's because I don't want to jinx anything. 2024 was fantastic and I just want another year just like that. That's really all I want. So let me flip to my book goals page. And the first thing you'll see here is a book number goal, which I don't put too much store into this. I usually set it at 52, but this year I ended 2024 with 85 books, you guys. 85 books. It's been so fantastic. And so I'm setting this to 70. I think that'll be perfect. I'll set it on Goodreads and Fabled. I'm doing those two this year. That's my goal, is to keep both of those platforms going, plus my book journal in here. Now, I'm not going to set myself goals that are just kind of outside of my norm, which I almost did. I almost was like, I want to review every book I read. You know what? I don't. I just don't love writing or typing things out or anything like that. I don't have to, so I just put star ratings. That was one thing I nixed when I was trying to think of like, oh, that would be a good booktuber thing to do, but nah. So the first thing I have here is my main focus is to read what I love. I think that's why this year in particular has been so good, because I feel like when I first got back into reading, the book that got me back into reading was The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna. Blew me away. And then I thought, I am a historical fiction girly, which I am to some extent, but not only that. I think it bogs me down, and I found that to be true in the first number of years that I was sharing my reading life on here. And so I'm just going to continue reading what I love, and that seems to be YA fantasy lately. And so I'm just going to continue on what I'm doing, and I'm just loving it. And then I want to organize some things. I want to put together a TBR cart. I bought it. It's over there from IKEA. I bought my TBR cart. I bought a new bookshelf, mostly though for school, which I'm sitting in my schoolroom. But I'm going to move some of my YA books over here probably and organize some stuff. So I want to organize things. I want to do a digital organization this year. That's my plan. So I'll be sharing some spreadsheets with you guys. I want to organize my entire library. I think mostly because I want to be able to search it when I'm playing TBR University, which is my TBR game. That way I can search all my blue titles. That way I can search all my sci-fi books, for instance. And so I want to organize my library, and I want to keep working on my reading tracker, which I started this past fall. And so organize some stuff. Ebooks. I want to try and use more ebooks, mostly downloaded from Libby. That's how I've done it on my previous Kindle, which was from 2012. So I needed a new one. And I also want to check out KU because that comes free. So yeah, that's ebooks. I want to binge more series. I want to vlog a bit more. I've been enjoying vlogging as long as it's very fun, casual. I can take as long as I want. It's really fun. So I'm aiming to do one like every other month. There's not big plans there, but that's big plans for me. So every other month, a reading vlog, as well as I want to test out and try out some new thriller authors. I feel like I have some favorites. I have some that I will read because they're popular, but then I realize I don't really like them. So I'm going to investigate that this year. I just really wanted to stop what I was doing before I got too far and share a bit of this with you guys. And now I'm going to finish out setting this up, and I'll give you kind of a final flip through. But like I was saying in the intro clip, you guys, I'm giving Fourth Wing a go, and so far so good. I'm liking our characters. I'm liking the world. I don't really have much to tell you, to be honest. So I won't dive into it. Like I said before, I'm a little apprehensive, but excited to finally give this book a try. And I really can't wait to see the comments down below on what you guys think of Fourth Wing. So many fun opinions on that book. Okay, I'm going to continue doing what I'm doing, and I'll check back with you guys later. Hey guys, so I'm in my van and I thought I would give you a quick update on my book. I'm currently with my daughter. She's at ballet. She has a performance today, and I went to run and grab some Starbucks real quick before going back to help out backstage. But I literally had to stop and give an update because I'm like 40% into Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. You guys, I'm loving it. It's so much fun. Although I have heard the fact that the first half is just a lot of fun, and then the second half gets maybe a bit like smuttier, which I'm walking in slowly because I sometimes hate that, but then I'm sometimes totally fine with it if I love the characters. And I really like Violet. I think she's such a great character. I love her inner monologue. I love how tough she is. I love the representation of just like her disability and the things she struggles with, even though I don't totally understand what it is, and I'm not sure if we're going to understand more. I mean, I don't think anybody needs me to explain what this book is about. I just wanted to give my basic thoughts of her and just her little band of friends. And I'm not totally understanding all of it because I'm listening to it and I'm waiting. I'm waiting for my Kindle to get here so I can start reading it with my eyes because I do comprehend much better with my eyes. I just didn't want to buy the book. I just felt like I wasn't going to like it, but I'm really liking it. I'm really liking it. That's all I have to say is I'm really liking it and I'm really surprised. All right, guys, I had to hop on here before I finish the book. I'm like 80% in. I've been kind of listening to it and reading it on my new Kindle. It's just so cool. I got the pink one or the raspberry, whatever it's called, but I got Kindle Unlimited so I could get what I needed, and now I'm like 80% into Fourth Wing. I'm still liking it. I gave an update yesterday as to kind of the beginning of the book, how I was liking Violet's character. A couple different observations I've had of this book is, first off, it reminded me of Divergent. Now, it's been so long since I've read that book, so long. I don't remember totally, but it's kind of got that same like, here, jump off this cliff into nothing, or walk across this like little bridge, you know, and so it gave me that vibes, which definitely was kind of fun. I liked Divergent. Now, I would say also, it does have that YA feel. Now, I know these characters are not YA. I feel like they're early 20s, right? But it kind of had that school setting, so it felt YA. It felt like they were doing lots of games and training and all of these things in a very academic setting, right? And so it gave me the feeling of teenagers. But again, it's an adult book. And I had this complaint when I was reading A Fate Inked in Blood, and this is why a lot of you were like, don't read Fourth Wing. It's very, very similar. And I do agree, but I like this so much more. Now, not like obsessed with it. It's definitely not my new personality by any means. Like, I like it. It's really funny. It's very fast-paced. It has that gripping plot. It has those characters that make you want to know what's going to happen next. It has just enough action. It has just enough like romance to keep you reading. Like, I've been really wanting to read it. I have been like listening to it when I'm doing everything. Like, I just went to Costco, which I still have to put away more stuff, but I've just been listening to it nonstop, and it's really, really fun. But I would say my favorite, Violet. I love Violet. I like that she just kind of says what she thinks. Like, there's no miscommunication. She's just like, I'm gonna put myself out there, and I really like that. I like that character work. I love the dragons. I think the dragons are the most fun part of the whole book so far. So far, for sure. I do like the love interest, which is probably helping my enjoyment level. So at this point, 80% through Fourth Wing, I feel like it's a 4-star. It's a solid 4-star. Like, I'm just really enjoying my time in this book, and I really want to keep reading or listening to it. But that's all I have for now. Let's just see how the book ends. All right, guys, I finished it. I finished setting up my book planner, so I'm just going to take you quickly through it. Now, this spread I really love. I've actually filled out my star rating system, which I talked a lot about during my worst books of the year. How I have changed my rating to include a 2-star, which is where I'm just annoyed or disappointed. I have some anticipated books you'll see in just a second. And then I set up a legend. This color scheme is for these bookshelves here. Once I finish a book and write it in, I'm going to color it based on genre, which I think is really fun. I can't wait to see how that looks in the end. I already discussed all of my reading goals, and so there's just kind of a spread for that. Now here's my reading checklist. So every book I read, I'm just going to put on here with a star rating, obviously. In this video, I've been reading Fourth Wing, which I am planning on finishing shortly and giving you guys my final thoughts on it, so stay tuned. And then this is a book series tracker. Now, I did not put all of my series in here. Like I mentioned, I'm working on a spreadsheet, but I do have some priority series for 2025, and I am filming that video tomorrow, so I will be sharing that with you shortly. But I'm breaking it into 2 different groups. Continuation series, meaning that I have started these, so I should mark some of this stuff off, but that means I've started these series, and these are new series. Like, maybe I could finish them in their entirety in 2025. And then I have my reading challenge, which I will link the announcement video above. And I have just put all the book covers. You saw me do that. 5-star reads. Don't have any of those yet. And then this gets into this spread, which is my R Fantasy Bingo spread. Almost done with this year's. And then I have a placeholder for next year's. And obviously I will be making a video for that come April for that challenge. Then I have 2 Patreons I'm a part of. So this is Gwen's and the Night Owls, and I will link her video where she announced which books we're reading in which months, because obviously I would not give away this information if she already didn't have a video about it. But these are the months. I'm planning on participating. And this spread is the Romantasy Covers Scavenger Hunt. And this is Tori's Patreon, which I just recently joined. And I just really love her personality, and she's just really fun. And I feel like it's a fun way for me to get some good Romantasy recommendations. Moving on, anticipated 2025 books, as well as some buddy reads. I always have kind of buddy reads planned with my sister and then a friend. So this gives me plenty of room to add books as I go throughout the year. 25 books in 2025. I'm still contemplating if I'm going to do the whole thing or if I'm going to do 10, 15, but the first 3 I put here are because I'm so excited for this new release, Oathbound by Tracy Dion, and so I'm actually planning on rereading. So if anybody wants to join me, let me know down below in the comments, but I'm planning on filling this out, and I'm also filming that video tomorrow, so that should be here soon. And here's another fun goals tracker. Like I said, I'm setting it to 70. I think I'm going to get those little dots so that I can cover the numbers and make it look aesthetically pleasing. And then to move on to Battle of the Books, and this one, still trying to figure out how to use this thread, because to just mark like days I've read, I read every day. It's kind of my main relaxation hobby, so there's no point in coloring every box. So I'm still trying to figure out a good idea for this spread. So if you have any ideas, let me know. And then some good reading stats and genre stats. And then I do have some extra stats that I just am curious about. I'm curious about how many new authors I read a year, the proportion of young adult and adult, where I get the books from, like my own shelves, library, KU. Like I mentioned, I'm going to try out KU this year. Also, if I'm reading it just physically, just audio, or just ebook, or kind of a combination. And then these pages here at the end, I think I'm going to reserve for reading challenges or readathons, because that's kind of hard to fit on the monthly, which I will show you January. So I'm not going to show you the January calendar because I already have kind of our life planned and dentist appointments and whatnot. So this is my TBR, kind of stating which ones were for TBR University, which ones are my challenge, Sleep When I'm Dead. If you haven't seen my latest video, go check that out because it's where I play TBR University and pick January's reads. And then the rest of the planner is just like my daily planner, where I will plan out kind of our day, as well as the end is where I'm going to put kind of book haul and reading wrap up. I'm so excited for this year. I think it's going to be super fun. I've got it all set up and ready. So that's what I wanted to show you for my planner. You guys, I finished Fourth Wing. I feel like first off, this book, the writing style, how the story was told and crafted is very addicting. It is very fun. I feel like the pacing was excellent between what was happening with our characters, their relationship, as well as kind of what was happening at the school and the stakes and all these things that are being revealed. I feel like I couldn't stop reading it. I just wanted to know what would happen. It was so much fun, and I love that feeling as a reader. I really do. It is one of my favorite things about reading, where I get into a book and I'm like, I don't want to stop reading this. I want to listen to it when I'm doing the dishes. And so I got through it really fast. It's like January 3rd, I think it's January 3rd. The world and the problem was fun. There are some definite plot holes and things that don't totally make sense, like where they were being sent different places. And I'm like, they wouldn't truly do that. These like higher ups at this school, they wouldn't do that. And then if the higher ups know these things about these kids, like it just didn't totally make sense. It didn't jive, but that didn't matter because I was able to follow our main character of Violet and how naive she was in some ways, but how, I don't know, I just really enjoyed her character and the relationship. I feel like I'm behind. I like a good slow burn. I like a bit of an enemies to lovers, even though I wouldn't call it that because that shifted fairly early on from enemies to like not so much, if you will. I'm not quite sure what else I want to say about it per se, other than the fact that, yeah, I moved on to Iron Flame. I realized the third one's coming out end of January. Everybody's been talking about it. I've been like ignoring everybody because I'm like, I'm not reading that series, but you know what? I think I'll pick up Iron Flame in January. It's just really fast to read and I'm just enjoying it. And so that is a wrap on my first couple days of 2025. I set up my book planner. I sold some books. I finally read this book. And then I looked on Goodreads and it's like 2.2 million people have read this book, which is just bananas. I hope you enjoyed this kind of a vlog. It was just fun. I wanted to share with you guys. In the end, that's really what I wanted to do. I just wanted to take you along as I'm just feeling very excited about the upcoming year. And so let me know below how your 2025 is going. Are you excited about any like book planners, book journals, book trackers? I mean, there's so many different ways to do things, right? Or do you not like that at all? Let me know down below because I'm always curious about how people organize stuff. Otherwise, if you have nothing else to say, yeah, probably a dragon. Leave a dragon emoji down below because I finally read Fourth Wing. I hope you all are well. Like the video if you liked it, subscribe if you want to, and I will see you guys in the next book video. All right, take care.